So on the perfect push-up, the biggest thing we want to think about is shoulder health, right? A lot of times when people go into a push-up, well, a lot of times you tell them, keep your hands in close, elbows in close. But what happens is if they're coming down, their shoulders are coming forward, the shoulder blades, which is kind of what's responsible for that retraction and protraction. So when you push, we're going through protraction. When we're retracting, it's like a pull. So what happens is if they let their shoulders come forward, you see how my shoulder blades elevate. This is like stabilizing an overhead squat like this, right? This is all bad stuff. We want to think about when you go to a push-up to pull your shoulder blades back and keep your shoulders away from the ears. So for example, if I come down to the ground, I'm going to lock up, right? Get a little rotation through here, squeezing the butt, midline stay nice and tight, eyes are just out in front. Don't look down at the toes. As we come forward, I'm pulling my shoulder blades back. It's like I'm pulling myself down the ground and driving out. Now, if I allow myself to come forward, you see how that big internal rotation going on through the shoulders? This is where like a lot of that CrossFit shoulder comes into play, and it just gets aggravated. Somebody has an aggravated shoulder, especially if they have tight shoulders to begin with. This is one way that's just going to set up for a continuous aggravation. So if you were to see that, have them go a little bit wider just to kind of create a little bit more stability, and think about pulling those elbows and shoulder blades back. Right? So it's kind of like they're doing a ring row just face down. They're pulling themselves down on the ground and then they're pushing away. Right?
The other half of the push-up is the plank portion. And I think most people forget that this is a full body exercise and this is a really good way to train the plank. And so anybody who's doing knee push-ups or ring push-ups scaled because they can't do a proper push-up on their toes needs to be doing plank work in addition to that. So if in your classes, if you have people doing knee push-ups, have them do a couple knee push-ups and then have them practice a plank.
What you could also do is have them do that push-up and then finish here, right?
And then
so
hold, yeah.
Hold. They can bring themselves back down and just kind of peel off the knees and then finish at the lock.
The worst way to do the plank, and this is what a lot of people will do when they're trying to do planks with time, is they do the hungry cow. Yeah. So drop your head a little more, and then this big. Maybe pick your butt up a little higher. Let's see this big arch in the back. He's hanging. His spine is all hanging on the joints and the set joints in the spine. That is not using your core at all. That is just hanging on your spine. And so we actually want to see a little bit. I'd rather see a little bit of a hollow position than that. And so it's really squeezing the butt and everything. And that way, there is no. If you're doing that correctly, look, his body's going to hit. If anything, his chest is going to hit a little bit earlier than the rest of him. But you'll know when people are sagging and their hips are hitting way earlier than their chest, that they're probably not maintaining a proper plank. That plank position, that contraction of using your glutes and your abs together is what's going to allow you to squat more and lift more weight because it's training this part of your body.
I have a question about